The gears are small enough to lose between the fingers if you blink. The watchmaker does not refuse a single piece, however brink of invisible it might be. Each gear connects to every other. The clockwork is the family of tiny parts that need each other. I hold the tweezers and the glass. The magnifying lens is strapped around my head. The hours pass. The clockwork focus is unwrapped. The mainspring coils inside the case, a tiny steel snake asleep, until the crown is turned and grace enters the mechanism deep. The balance wheel begins to rock, a heartbeat for the wristwatch born. The clockwork is the smallest clock the focused mind has ever worn. Each jewel bearing is a ruby set into the metal plate. The clockwork is the duty of precision over approximate. Clockwork turning, turning still. The gears engage, the hands advance. Clockwork is the patient skill of the smallest focus dance. Every tooth and every wheel, every spring and every plate. Clockwork, this is how I feel when the focus calibrates. The screwdriver is the width of a hair. The screws are planets in the space of the movement, and I swear each one has a specific place that cannot be confused or swapped. The clockwork does not tolerate the careless or the hasty stopped. The watchmaker must concentrate on every turn of every screw, on every placement of the gear. The clockwork asks for nothing new, just the discipline of being here. Time is what we measure, but the clockwork teaches something more. That the act of building what we measure is the great allure. The hours are not the clockwork's gift. The focus is the legacy of every tiny careful lift of every gear, small agency. The watchmaker who builds the clock has a relationship with time that goes beyond the tick, the tock, beyond the reason and the rhyme. The case back clicks and the watch is sealed. The crown is turned, the hands begin to move across the numbered field. The clockwork world is set within its case of steel and crystal glass, a universe of gears and springs. The focused hours that came to pass are ticking in the smallest things. I set it on the velvet pad. The watch is running clean and true. The clockwork concentration had its finest hour and saw it through. Clockwork turning, keeping time. The gears are set, the watch is wound. Clockwork in the smallest rhyme. The focus made the clearest sound. Every tooth and every beat, every spring and every turn. Clockwork, the focus is complete. The patience was the thing to learn.
The thimble on my finger is a tiny helmet made of steel. It catches every needle's kiss and turns the sharp into the feel. of safety and of confidence. The thimble is the focus shield that gives my pushing hand a sense of power on the sewing field. I press the needle through the cloth, the layers thicken, the thread taut. The thimble takes the brunt of both the pressure and the patience taught. The fabric is a wedding dress, the seams must be invisible. The thimble helps me press and press the needle through the divisible layers of the silk and lace, each stitch a tiny bridge between the pieces of the dress's face. The most important seams unseen. My grandmother wore this thimble too, her finger wore the inside smooth. She found in 50 years of stitching hems and buttons, pleats and darts. The thimble is the unwitting cathedral of the focus starts. Thimble on my finger small, the smallest armor ever worn. Thimble standing tall against the needle's sharpest thorn. Push the thread, push the through the fabric yields to patient hands. Thimble, I could not do this work without your tiny stance. The pincushion beside my hand is a tomato made of red, the needle standing in the sand of sawdust like a flower bed. I pull one out and thread its eye. The thread is white, the fabric cream. The thimble helps me multiply the force behind the seam. 100 stitches to the inch, the finest work, the closest gaze. The thimble does not let me flinch from the focus of the needle's maze. The thimble is perhaps the smallest tool that humans ever made, and yet the work it holds the tallest ambitions of the tailor trade. Without it, fingers bruise and bleed. The needle is relentless and unkind. The thimble answers every need of the focused sewing mind. A circle of protection worn upon the pushing finger's tip. The thimble since the day it was born has been the focus fellowship. The dress is finished, every seam is flattened, every dart is pressed. The thimble helped me sew the dream from the pattern to the dress. Mannequin that stands beside my table in the evening light. The thimble was the guide through every focus stitch tonight. I slip it off my finger and the indentation stays a while. A ring of focus on my hand, a tiny concentrated smile. Thimble, you protected me from every needle's bite. Thimble, the smallest guarantee that the focus would hold tight. Push the thread, push the patience through the fabric, through the night. Thimble in every nation, the tiniest armor done right.
stone does not have mortar here. Each piece is held by its own weight, and by the weight of every near and touching neighbor in the gate of gravity and balance, and the eye of someone who can see which stone belongs beneath which hand, which angle sets the structure free. I lift and turn and test and place and lift again, because the first attempt did not sit with the grace that the dry stone wall has nursed for centuries, without a nail, without a screw, without a bolt. The dry stone wall does not fail, because the focus does not jolt. The field is wide and the wall is long, a spine across the hillside's back. The dry stone builder's only song is the click of the stone on the stack. Each piece is chosen from the pile, a casting call of shapes and sizes. The builder's eye must reconcile the odd, the flat, the one that rises. Too high or falls, too short the fit, is everything the space between. The stones must close like a kit of parts the tightest seam. Dry stone wall, no mortar needed, just the patience of the hand. Dry stone wall, the focus seated in the oldest building of the land. Stone on stone, the weight decides which piece belongs and where it sits. Dry stone wall, the focus guides, the eye, the hand, the perfect fits. The through stones span the wall's full width, connecting face to face like stitches. The dry stone wall is the smith of patience in the ditches of the countryside, where time is measured not in hours but walls. The dry stone focus is the rhyme of lifting, placing, hearing the calls of the structure, asking for a certain shape, a certain size. The dry stone builder must explore each stone with hands and not with eyes. Alone the weight, the texture and the angle of the fracture line. The dry stone wall is planned by feel as much as by design. No glue, no cement, no adhesive, just the law of physics and the focused eye, the comprehensive understanding of the lies. The stone, the weight, the balance point, the friction and the gravity. The dry stone wall does not anoint the lazy with longevity. It stands because someone sat with every stone and found its place. The dry stone focus is the flat foundation of the building's grace. The sun is low, the wall is done, another 20 feet of spine. Across the hillside in the sun, a dry stone story, a dry stone line. I step back inside along the top. The level is true, the batter correct. The dry stone wall will never stop standing because the focus kept its promise to the stone, the weight, the gravity that holds it all. The dry stone builder's art is great because the focus fills the wall. Dry stone wall, no mortar here, just the patience of the land. Dry stone wall, another year of standing on the land. Stone on stone, the oldest art, the focus in the weight and fit. Dry stone wall from the start, the concentration never quit.
I've been writing for so long, the first page feels like someone else's. Work the voice was almost wrong, the tone, the rhythm, and the pulses of a writer who did not yet know what the final page would say. But here I am, and here is the glow of the last paragraph today. The cursor sits at the bottom of a document that took me months of early mornings and the love of someone doing what they want. Believed was impossible to do, a manuscript from start to end. The last paragraph is the view from the summit of the focused bend. The words come easier at the end, as if the gravity of completion pulls them down onto the blend of everything, the repetition of sitting down and starting where I left off yesterday. The habit of the chair, the desk, the air of the room where I would grab it. Every morning the momentum, the coffee and the discipline. The last paragraph is the quantum of every hour I have been in this chair, this room, this state of focus that carried me from the blank to the full, from the unfocused to the view from the highest rank. Last paragraph, I can see the end. The finish line is in the text. Last paragraph, my oldest friend. The focus that survived the vexed, the doubtful and the difficult. The mornings when the words were stone. Last paragraph, you are the result of everything I've ever known. I type the second to last sentence, and the room begins to shift. The air becomes a kind of penance, paid for every heavy lift. Of every chapter, every scene, every character I followed through. The last paragraph is the screen between the old work and the new. One sentence left, I hold my breath, the keyboard waiting for the fall. The last paragraph before the death of the draft and the birth of all. Every book, every paper, every thesis, every story ever told came down to this, the release of the last paragraph and the bold decision to write the final word, to let the period descend, to say that everything I heard inside my head has reached the end. And it is not death, it is not loss, it is the opposite, it is the bloom. The last paragraph is not the cross, it is the exit from the room. Where the work was done, the chrysalis that splits and lets the finished free. The last paragraph is this, the moment that completes the me. I type the final word and stop. The period falls like a curtain call. The last paragraph is the drop of rain that ends the waterfall. The document is complete. I scroll from top to bottom and I see the journey of the focused soul, from the empty to the full of me. I save the file and close the lid, the laptop warm beneath my hands. The last paragraph did what it did, it landed where the focus lands. On the finished, on the done, on the patient culmination. The last paragraph is the sun that rises on the creation. Last paragraph, the period fell, the manuscript is whole tonight. Last paragraph, I cannot tell if I am crying from the light of finishing or from the weight of focus finally released. Last paragraph, you were the gate between the struggle and the peace.
The deadline's tomorrow, and the pressure is a physical thing. It sits upon my shoulders and it presses on the wondering of whether I will finish this in time or let the morning come with half the work still hit or miss. The pressure is a kettle drum that beats beneath my sternum, slow and heavy and demanding. And I let the pressure run the show because the pressure understands. There is a focus that the pressure brings that comfort never could provide. The deadline does what nothing sings as loudly as the turning tide of the clock in the approaching hour when the work must be submitted. The pressure is a borrowed power from the future, and I fit it my attention to its frequency, the hum of urgency and craft. The pressure drop is the decency of working hard on the final draft. Pressure drop into the zone where the deadline meets the skill. Pressure drop, I am alone. is ticking, but my hands are steady and the focus sharp. Pressure drop, the night demands the best notes on the hardest heart. The first hour under pressure gives me clarity I did not have. The second hour is where it lives, the flow that the relaxed would have. By checking phones, by drifting off, by letting comfort steal the edge. The pressure does not let me scoff at the work, it keeps me on the ledge of maximum output and the line between good enough and great. The pressure drop is the design of focus at its sharpest still. Some people fold beneath the weight, and I have folded many times, but tonight I carry the freight with the rhythm of these midnight rhymes. The pressure is not the enemy, the pressure is the friend I need when the comfortable amenity of endless time kills every seed of urgency and every spark of the work that must be done. The pressure drop into the dark is where the focused race is won. 4 a.m. the work is done, the deadline that the file is sent. The pressure drops to almost none and the energy is spent. I sit back in the empty room, the silence after pressure's hum is the most beautiful perfume. The quiet after the kettle drum has stopped its beating in my chest. The pressure gave me what I needed. Tonight the focus was its best because the deadline interceded. Pressure drop, the work is through. The deadline caught the final word. Pressure drop, I made it through. The focus was the sharpest sword. The clock stopped ticking in my ear. The hand stopped pressing on my spine. Pressure drop, the morning's here, and every single line is mine. paperweight is made of glass, a sphere of frozen ocean blue. It sits upon the stack of pages, holding down what I've been through. Today in paragraphs, and it is a manuscript in its third draft. The paperweight gives all the credit to the focus and the craft. It does not let the pages scatter when the window lets the breeze. The paperweight says nothing matters more than holding what you see. I bought it at a coastal shop 10 years ago on holiday, a souvenir that would not stop being useful every day. The glass contains a tiny world of blue and white and swirling deep, a frozen wave forever curled, a captured ocean fast asleep. I look into it when the thinking gets too heavy for my head. The paperweight is the linking between the alive and the unsaid. Paperweight, hold the pages down, hold the focus, hold the staff. Paperweight without a sound, keep the wandering from coming back. Small and heavy in the hand, a sphere of concentrated glass. Paperweight, you understand the weight of focus that must last. Manuscript beneath your belly is changing every time I sit and rewrite what I thought was telling the story that I meant to fit inside the binding and the spine. The paperweight does not judge revision, it holds the old beside the fine with equal weight and equal vision. The pages curl without your help, the edges lift, the corners bend. The paperweight upon the shelf of progress is my focused friend. We need the weight to keep us down, to keep the work from flying off into the wind of the distractions crown, where everything becomes the scarf of half attention and the breeze of notifications and the scroll. The paperweight says at ease, the work is here, the work is whole. Just hold it down and do the time. Just sit and do the patient word. The paperweight's devotion is the rhyme of the heaviest, lightest thing I've heard. The draft is done, I lift the glass, the pages breathe and separate. Released from the paperweight's clasp, they fan across the desk like fate, dealing cards of finished work, each page a hand I played tonight. The paperweight did not shirk its duty in the focused fight. I set it on the windowsill, the blue glass catches morning light. The paperweight is patient still, ready for another night. Paperweight, you held the stack, you held the focus, held the page. Paperweight without the slack of the distracted modern age. Small and heavy, full of ocean, sitting on my work like trust. Paperweight, the quiet devotion of the permanent and the just.
The tip is hot enough to melt the silver wire into the joint. The soldering iron is dealt with every pad and every point. On the circuit board beneath the glass, the magnifier shows the land of copper traces thin as grass, and components smaller than my hand could place without the tweezers held. The soldering iron is the bridge between the schematic on the shelf and the working circuit on the ridge. Solder flows like mercury when the temperature is right. The soldering iron surgery connects the left side to the right. A cold joint is the enemy, a block that does not bond but sits. The soldering iron's remedy is the focused hand that never quits until the joint is smooth and bright, a tiny silver volcano cone. The soldering iron gets it right when the focus is in the zone of steady hands and patient heat. The flux is smoking and the wires feeding to the iron's beat. The focused aim of shine fire, soldering iron touch and hold. The silver flows, the connection made. Soldering iron hot and bold, the circuit comes alive and played. Its first electron through the path that my steady hand has laid. Soldering iron do the math of heat and time and focused grade. Resistors, capacitors, and chips, each one placed with tweezers care. The soldering iron's fingertips are everywhere and everywhere. is the connection. The soldering iron is the cord between the idea and perfection. Each joint is a handshake made in silver between copper pads. The soldering iron's trade is focus and the smallest of the ads. 1 milligram of solder here, 1 second of the heated touch. The soldering iron must be clear about how little is enough. Too much and the pads will bridge too little and the joint will crack. The soldering iron on the ridge of another is the focus track. The last joint done, the iron rests back in its stand, the tip's still hot. The circuit board is past the tests, the LED blinks at the spot. Where hours ago there was nothing, just a bare board and a plan. The soldering iron's bluffing, nobody would believe that a man with tweezers and a heated tip could build a working brain of sorts. The soldering iron's fellowship, but focus is the best of sports. Soldering iron cooled out now, the circuit is aligning bright. Soldering iron, take a bow for every joint you got right. The silver flowed, the pads connected, the focused hand did not betray. Soldering iron, the expected result of a concentrated day.
The jars are labeled in Latin script, each one containing something dry. The apothecary is the crypt of remedies the world has tried. I measure with the smallest spoon a portion of the powdered leaf. The scale must balance to the moon's own weight, the slightest of relief will tip the needle, and the dose will be too strong or not enough. The apothecary's diagnosis is that focus is the stuff. mortar holds the pestil's weight. The grinding is a meditation. The apothecary does not wait for inspiration or ovation. The work is in the repetition, the crushing of the ebb to dust, the circular devoted mission of the pestle and the trust, that at the bottom of the bowl the remedy will find its form. The apothecary's patient soul is the calm inside the storm. Apothecary, measure twice, the remedy is in the care. Apothecary, pay the price of attention everywhere. Every grain and every leaf, every pinch and every pore. Apothecary, the relief is in the focus, nothing more. The tincture bottles line the shelf, in amber glass to block the light. The apothecary knows the health of every mixture left and right. The ratios are memorized, the interactions understood. The apothecary specialized in the delicate and the good. A drop too many and the cure becomes the poison and the harm. The apothecary must be sure with the focus of the before the pharmacy and the pill, the apothecary was the place where focus was the greatest skill, and patience wore its daily face. The herbs were gathered at the hour when the oils were at their peak. The apothecary's power was the knowledge of the technique. From teacher to apprentice, hand to hand and year to year, the apothecary's apprentice learned that focus conquered fear. The remedy is bottled, sealed, and labeled with the careful hand. The apothecary has revealed what only concentration learned. From leaf to powder to the tincture, from the garden to the glass, the apothecary's stricture was that nothing gets a pass. And the grind, the apothecary's treasure is the discipline of the mind. Apothecary, the remedy is done, the mortar empty and the pestle clean. Apothecary, from the sun to the tincture's amber sheen. Twice, every measure was the prayer. Apothecary, the sacrifice of focus was the only the surface far below, the roots, the soil, the buried stone. The aquifer moves dark and slow, a river that has never known the sunlight or the weather's face, a body of water old as rock. The aquifer holds the deepest space of focused patience on the clock of geological time. The years mean nothing to the water here. The aquifer has no fears, its movement is the slowest gear. I think of the aquifer when the focus needs to go beyond the surface level thinking, then beneath the obvious, the pond of shallow answers to the deep, where the real solutions rest. The aquifer does not sleep, it moves beneath the conscious test of logic and arrives at wells of clarity that no one dug. The aquifer simply tells the truth from the deepest shrug of the earth beneath our feet. The answer was always there. The aquifer's complete and patient and beyond compare. Aquifer, take me down below the obvious, below the noise. Aquifer, beneath the town, beneath the surface of the voice. The answer is in the deep. The focus is in the stone. Aquifer, I will keep descending until I find my own. The geologist reads the rock like a focused reader reads the text. Each layer a sentence, each bedrock a chapter leading to the next. The aquifer is the subtext, the hidden meaning in the ground, the focus that you least expect to find when you dig around. But there it is, a reservoir of concentrated ancient thought. The aquifer is the memoir of everything the surface forgot. We drill for water and we drill for oil and we drill for gas, but the rarest thing, the focus skill, is drilling through the looking glass of the superficial to the real. The aquifer of the understanding, the deep and pressurized, and the seal of knowledge that was always standing beneath the floor, beneath the known. The aquifer of concentration is the furthest thing from shore and the closest to the foundation. his questions were the wrong ones. The aquifer supplied the right ones all along. The focus that goes deep enough will always find the hidden stream. The aquifer is the stuff beneath the problem's dream. Aquifer, you took me down below the noise, below the fear. Aquifer, beneath the crown of the obvious, the clear was waiting in the storm. The focus in the deep. Aquifer, I have known the patience of the earth's own sleep. The moon shows one face to the earth and hides the other from our sight. The tidal log, since the moon's birth, has fixed its gaze through every night. One side forever facing here, one side forever facing out. The tidal lock is the frontier of focus and of cosmic dive. Removed because the lock is set. The moon does not decide to turn. The tidal lock will not forget the gravity it had to learn. I want my focus tightly locked to the work that sits before me now. The way the moon is docked to the earth's gravitational plow. One face toward the task, the other, facing all the void and noise. The tidal lock does not bother with the distractions and the toys that orbit in the outer dark. The focus faces only one direction, and the tidal mark is set until the work is done. Tidal lock, face the work, let the gravity decide. Tidal lock, do not shirk from the focus side. One direction, one devotion, one face toward the task. Tidal lock, the ocean of attention is all I The earth and moon are dancing slow, a waltz that takes a month to turn. The tidal lock controls the flow of what we see and what we learn about the hidden side, the dark, the unexplored, the turned away. The tidal lock has made its mark on everything I do today. I face the screen, I face the page, I face the problem and I stay. The tidal lock at every stage refuses to look the other way. In the cosmos, the tidal lock is the result of patient time, of billions of years of the rock and the gravity's paradigm. The moon did not move overnight. It took the slow erosion of the stem until the lock was tight and the orbit was enough.
The equation starts with X, the unknown quantity, the quest. The morning light across the desk illuminates the interest in solving what the night left open. The variable, the missing part. The morning equation is the token of the focused mind's fresh start. I write the first line and the second follows with algebraic grace. The morning equation beckoned me to find the unknown's place. The coffee steams beside the pad, the pencil sharp, the eraser near. The morning equation is the glad return of the focus pioneer. Each step reduces the unknown. Each line simplifies the maze. The morning equation has grown from complexity to the gaze of the answer sitting quietly at the bottom of the page. The morning equation politely waited for the final stage. Morning equation solve for X. Find the answer in the light. Morning equation, what comes next is the clarity of the night, reduced to a single number, a single truth, a single line. Morning equation from the slumber of the unsolved to the sign. The proof requires every step to be shown and to be justified. The morning equation has kept its logic open and wide. No shortcuts and no leaps of faith. The focus is the showing of the work. The morning equation is the wraith of discipline that does not shirk. Each line follows from the last, a chain of reasoning unbroken. The morning equation holds fast to every word, the logic spoken. Mathematics is the purest focus, the most concentrated thought. The morning equation is the locus of everything that patience taught. No ambiguity, no maybe, no interpretation and no spin. The morning equation is the baby of the disciplined and the wind, of sitting down and working through, from axiom to the result. The morning equation is the view from the summit of the difficult. The answer is irrational. The decimal goes on forever. The morning equation is the rational pursuit of the irrational endeavor. And that is beautiful, the fact that discipline and focus lead to answers that are inexact, but true beyond what we agreed was possible when the morning started with an X and nothing else. The morning equation departed from the shelf of unsolved cells. Morning equation X is found